do want to talk about an event that is happening on July 26th, however. Um, and when I tell you that this is going to be the greatest photograph that has ever been taken, my
Second.
second grade. Oh, yeah, because the first one was pretty good. I'm in the first one. I wore my Timbuktu shirt to make sure I would always have my boy there and make sure that I could find myself in the picture. Ronnie Boykin Jr. is an amazing photographer and a cultural documentor. I've always, we've been cool forever. When he hit us up a couple years ago, like, I'm taking this picture and you're in it. And I'm like, okay. I didn't know you were going to do that. And, and then it turned out to be one of the best photographs and that you may have ever seen. So I am really honored to have Ronnie Boykin Jr. here in studio today on News from the Service Interest Radio Show. What's up, brother?
What's up, bro? Thank you
Man,
very
look,
much.
stop playing. I think this is crazy that you're doing this twice. But let's talk about the first one, A Great Day in Hip Hop, and what, well, an Awesome Day in Chicago Part 1. And because I consider it a great day in hip hop because all my people who I love were there, and it was still people that weren't able to be there. That be it they couldn't make it or they weren't on the planet anymore to actually be there. Talk about the concept of the first photo, and I want to know what made you decide to do this again.
Well, to answer your first question, the the reason that I did this is I recall seeing the photo taken from one of the photographers that I truly admire and look up to, which is Gordon Parks.
Absolutely.
And Gordon Parks did his version of the famous Arcane jazz video. I was about to say video, jazz photo.
Right.
He did Double XL's '98 magazine cover, where it was called "A Great Day in Harlem," where they had a collection of the well-known hip hop artists that we all know about. You know, you've seen DeBrad, all of them. Anyway, long story short, when I saw that photo, I said to myself, it would be dope if I could do a Chicago version of this. Now, I was made aware about the photo that was taken, the Sprite photo, along with the collage of the MCs. It was brought to my attention. Not taking anything away from it. Those were dope. But what I wanted to do was that if I'm going to represent the Chicago hip hop culture and scene here, all elements need to be represented. And I felt to add the DJs, the MCs, the graph artists, the breakers, all the people that pretty much made Chicago hip hop what it is and what it continues to be to this day. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is, like I say, it was a goal that I set out for myself because I would have beat myself up if I did not take this opportunity, take the chance in order to do it. And I knew what I was getting myself into, knowing that I was taking on the many personas of those
You being kind.
within the Chicago hip hop community. So that in itself, and from what makes that picture to me, not taking nothing away from this one that I'm getting ready to do, but the first one, I consider that like how MCs and them say, that's my platinum album.
Right. Right.
That is the classic photo right there. Any other photo from this does not devalue that. Especially now that what makes it even more historic is the fact that the Chicago Hip Hop Heritage Museum is no longer at that location.
Right.
So that even puts more of a notoriety on that photo.
Right.
But overall, that was a personal thing for me. And to add this in, I wanted to do a photo that acknowledged the underdogs. It was people that was telling me when I first talked about it, people were saying like, oh, it'd be dope if you had Twister, if you had Common. And I'm not taking anything away from those two gentlemen. But here's the thing. Everybody knows who they are. No one knows who you all are.
Right.
And I get that we all have our own little individual, fan bases and so forth. But as a collective, as a whole, this country does not know anything about any of us.
No. I get what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like this, I want to bring acknowledgement and recognition to those that's put in the work and continue to do so. And that's why I say Chicago hip hop would not exist if it wasn't for those people, including yourself. You contributed to to the scene. So that's why I say it's my way of showing my appreciation, my acknowledgement, and not giving you your flowers, but I'm giving you your props, your recognition,
Right.
and so forth.
We talking about there are sections of that first photo where it's like you have, as you said, you have the women who built this, and really at the end of the day, I mean, to me, that's the part of Chicago hip hop that I like the most. I like to hear the ladies when they do their thing because they're dope, and they stand on it too. You had the whole DJ section,
Yes.
right? And looking at all those cats, Jesse, De La Pena, and all those folks.
Dirty MF,
Dirty MF is
Noble Drew, Therapy Beats, all
These are names for folks in Chicago that know.
Mhm.
These are our heroes. We walk with them like folks in New York walk with Wu-Tang. The idea, and I'm just wanting to go back to that part about people around the country don't really know. We've done such a good job of saying we don't need to have the outside recognition, even though some of us do get it. And I mean, let's not say that people don't know. They don't know the history of how this happened in Chicago and why Chicago hip hop is such a monster, really. But that photograph, that's the documentation. That's the proof.
And from people that I've showed the photo to, I've told them what you're seeing in that photo is only 1/3.
Yeah, that wasn't everybody.
That's not even everybody.
That wasn't even there.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not everybody. But and from my perspective, I feel that I don't think that everybody in the country do know. And I'm not saying that it's necessary for us to have that recognition. I'm just one of those people where I'm like that James Brown song. I don't need you to give me anything. Just open the door. I get it myself.
Yeah, I feel you.
You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And to me, I just feel like Chicago in itself, along with the region, Midwest, we get slept on.
Yeah.
It's like you take, for instance, you look at New York. We all know hip hop started in New York, but then you seen their roster of folks. And then from there, the next thing you saw blowing up was the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Then here come their roster.
Mm-hmm.
Then when it got to around the Midwest, our roster was like, beep.
Yeah.
You were really, and then next thing you know, after that, it was like that. Just like that. To me, it was like that minor period. And then next thing you know, then the South comes in, and then they're blowing up, and then they got all their roster, and that's what got me. It's like, you don't know about the amount of talent.
So you just walk past it every day if you.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like, and there's no way to really define Chicago, the Chicago sound, Chicago hip hop sound, because to me, I take it as it's like gumbo. You got all these flavors to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
No one sounds the same. You're gonna notice a different in each one. And though I'm speaking from the MC aspect, but also with the DJs, their style.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with producers, graph artists. Everybody has a unique style that makes them stand out on their own, where they can't be, oh, you sound like this person, or you sound like this, or your style is similar to, no.
Yeah. So now we're talking about An Awesome Day in Chicago Part 2.
Yes.
And this is going to be July 26th. It's at the Iowa House, but
Iowa Pavilion, also known as the Terror. It was known as the Terror Dome back in the day for those where a lot of Chicago crews met at. One in particular, the famous Chirac Nation,
Yes.
has taken. They've had many of their meetups there. Crews such as Ill State Assassins have met up there as well. So yes, that is one of the Chicago hip hop historic landmarks.
for sure. And it's right across from the Museum of Science and Industry.
Yes, sir.
I imagine this year, as opposed to when we did it over at the Heritage Museum, somebody's going to probably bring a grill. Just because I know them. Somebody's gonna try. They're gonna try it. But the idea of this picture is to really get as many human beings as possible. You put the call out, as many human beings as possible to be there. You put the call out and had it out for a while, and you just ended it. I know I turned my homie Maida DeValier, the poet
Yes.
laureate of the city of Chicago, because she was a writer and out here like risking it before anybody knew who she was. She was out here writing, and I felt like it's important that people like that. Just to your point, that those folks are in this photograph. Now, what made you want to do this a second time?
Well, actually, it was brought to me from SP1 of Vinyl Cipher. I really didn't think of doing one this year. It really didn't cross my mind. But SP brought it to my attention. He saying that we lost a few people within the culture. And he felt like, Ronnie, he hit me up. He was like, Ronnie, do you feel like doing, doing another Awesome Day, because, we lost some people and so forth. And I told him, I said, sure. I'm gang for it. And he assisted along with trying to pay for the permit for the park. So I got, we got 3 hours because the Chicago Park District, we ain't gonna go there.
Yeah, don't.
But anyway,
that's a whole different show.
Yeah, that's a whole different show for what they were charging. But anyway, we got the park for 3.5 hours from 11 a.m. to 3 o'clock. I got to be out there about 3:30. So, but yeah, I mean, even when I brought it back up, when I started promoting for it, there were people like, oh, I thought you said you weren't gonna do it again, and I told them, I said, I didn't tell you that I wasn't going to do it again. I said I was not going to do the exact same shot.
Right.
Again.
And this won't be the same.
No, it won't. And that's why I say
it's
like, if you missed out on the first one for whatever reasons, whether it was personal or you couldn't make it, whatever, sorry.
Yeah.
Now here's your second chance.
Yeah.
Now you can meet up for this one, the 26th. And I plan on doing a third one. And then that's it.
Yeah.
3 is it.
That's,
I don't need to continue on.
Right.
Somebody else can take it. And plus, I'm getting older in age, and I don't have that many staff people to be helping me get up off the ground.
You're funny. You're funny. This is Ronnie Boykin Jr. to talk about An Awesome Day in Chicago, Part 2. I got a couple minutes left before I spring you. Thank you, first of all, for being part of this, and thank you for doing this.
I appreciate you having me on there.
Yeah, come on, stop.
I ain't no stop.
The city needs to be able to have this moment to celebrate a great genre of music and the artists who make the genre pop and the culture pop. And also, I think it's important to that, and I hope a lot of the newer, fresh cats come and be part of this, because this is really for them. It's a document that will live forever past all of us, but it's important that everybody feels like they're part of it. And
let me say this, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
The first one, though there were a few younger people there, younger heads that were in there, but that photo was basically for, like I said, that was for the architects, the pioneers,
right.
the underdogs, the people that started to tell. That photo was covering those from 1980 to 2015. This one, yes, is open. I didn't set it for no particular year period. It's like those that didn't make it for the first one, hey, you want it, which I noticed that some people that weren't part of the first one, they're now able to make it to this one. I mean, I even got people from out of town that's coming for this.
Nice.
Big Mike,
Nice.
Drunken Monkey,
Nice.
Villa the Duchess.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they making an effort.
You got Big Mike to come to Chicago?
Yeah, Big Mike is my Virgo brother.
That's my man. I haven't seen that dude in a long time.
Him and like I say, newcomers now, like Dinky from
yeah.
DJ Dink fame.
Yeah.
Fellow Virgo brother. Shout out to all my Virgo people.
In the middle of cancer season.
Yeah.
Diabolical.
That's right.
Diabolical.
I don't care.
Yes, that's
I don't
in
care.
Virgo fashion.
But as I say, with the part 2, I'm looking forward to seeing those that sign up. I hope everybody comes out that did sign up. I've been making a note to folks, telling them, hey, when you sign up, be sure you set a reminder, mark your calendar, because I'm not going to be able to reach every single person, and making sure that you come out for this.
Right.
So that'll save those that have signed. That's why I continue on posting the final listing. Like, hey, here's all the participants. Check your name. Make sure I spelled it correctly.
Right.
You understand?
Yes.
Here's the information. You need to check in at between 11 a.m. to noon. That's all it is. And I suggested to people for them to, early arrival is suggested, especially with parking around in Hyde Park. In that area is ridiculous. So it's like, hey, if you want to try to get you a decent parking spot, I'll tell you to get there early, or you're going to have to get you an Uber or Lyft.
If anybody knows anything about Hyde Park in any fashion, or Oak Park, or any neighborhood that has park in it, parking is a joke. There is no such thing. So
yeah,
we got to make sure folks get out there. Ronnie, thank you, man. I really appreciate you doing this and coming down on the show, and I appreciate the fact that we all get a second chance to be in a great picture from a great photographer. And if you haven't seen Ronnie Boykin Jr.'s work, man, Google the brother.
Shame on you. That's all I gotta say. Shame on you.
He is a very, 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 very prolific photographer. And I miss seeing you around at the Promontory. There is no more Promontory, but
yeah,
that's another show as well.
That's another show as well. And I'm kind of mad that my finances ain't all that hot because I really want to come back to the Silver Room block party.
Hey,
they was so excited to hear that Eric was bringing that back.
Looking forward to that too.
I know you are. I know you are.
Looking forward to that too. That's gonna
But
be fun.
again, thank you for having me on your show and for me having this opportunity to talk about the upcoming Awesome Day in Chicago 2026, y'all.
That's right. July 26, 2026 at the Terradome, the Iowa building, Iowa House.
Iowa Pavilion.
It's got a lot of names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this should be dope. Thanks for being on, brother. I appreciate it.
For sure. Thank you.